log into Google Drive. Then click on the red New button. Slide down the list and click on Google Forms from the menu that pops up. This is a blank Google form. In it, you'll see there are 5 form settings. For school assignments, it's best to select the first checkbox to require Hillmar Unified School District to log in to view the form. That way, students have to be logged into their school account in order to complete the information in the form. I would also recommend checking the second setting. This setting will collect every student's username. This eliminates the need to have students type in their names as they submit the form. The third checkbox is for really long forms or surveys, and it's not usually needed for regular classroom assignments. The fourth box, it limits students to 1 response per form. And the final one will shuffle the order of your questions. These last 2 options are useful if you're using a Google form to give a quiz. Now it's time to create the Google form. You can use forms to collect data from students, to check for understanding, and also to create assignments. For this demonstration, we're going to create a sample assignment. In the first box, type the title you'd like to use for the assignment. In the form description box right underneath, you can type directions, or you could leave this box blank. A new Google form automatically defaults to a multiple choice question. You have several other choices. We will go through some of them in this video. For this assignment, we're going to start with a multiple choice question. In the question title box, type your question. In the help text box, you can add additional directions if you wish. Underneath the question type is where you'll type your answer choices. Click where it says option 1 and start typing in your answer choices. I've typed in 4, but you're not limited to 4 choices. You can add as many or as few as you like. When you're ready to finish the question, click Required Question and then click Done. At the top of each question, as you edit it, you'll see that there are 3 options. You can edit the question, you can duplicate it, or you can delete it. When you're satisfied with how the question has turned out, click on Done, and your question is finished. To add a new question, click to the right of the Add Item button. For this second question, I'd like students to type their answers. I have 2 choices for the type of question. The first one, simply labeled Text, gives students a small box about the length of 20 characters to type in an answer. The second choice, Paragraph Text, gives students a large box to type in as long of an answer as they would like. This is the option I'm going to choose. As in the first question, next to question title, I'll type the question or my directions. When I'm ready, I click Required Question and then Done. And that question is finished. For my third question, I'll choose the type titled Checkboxes. This is similar to a multiple choice question, except that students can choose multiple answers. Like the multiple choice questions, I can choose and add as many checkbox options as I like. You can see all of my questions that I've added so far. Another type of question is choose from a list. This type of question is almost identical to multiple choice questions, except that students can only see one answer option at a time. These are the 5 most basic question types in a Google form. In a future video, we'll talk about the more advanced options as well as how to change the layout of your forms. When you're ready to share your form with students, check the confirmation page information at the bottom. This is the response that students will receive once they have submitted the form. You may change this text if you wish. If you want students to submit only one response, uncheck the default Show Link to submit another response. The second setting is only useful if you are collecting data in a survey from your students. The third option is useful if you want students to be able to revisit and change their answers once they have submitted an assignment. Although my form is now complete, we'll come back to the blue Send Form button at the bottom of the page a little later in the video. For now, let's look at these four options at the top. You can look at the Edit Questions page, which we spent most of our time here on, the Change Theme page, the View Responses page, where your student answers will go, and the View Live Form. For now, I've clicked on Change Theme. If you look here to the right, you'll see that there are several themes that Google has already created for each of these forms. You can scroll through the list and choose one that appeals to you or fits the assignment that you're giving. If you'll notice, some of these themes can also be customized. If you look on the left, you'll see your form. You'll be able to preview it just as it will appear to your students. If you click on Customize, you can change the font and some of the other options on the form. To see the final version of the form, click on the View Live Form button at the top of the page. This will show you the same page that your students will see as they are completing the assignment. Your form will have a black Edit This Form button in the upper right-hand corner. Your students will not see this button. You can return to the Edit Questions page by clicking on that button. After your students have completed the assignment, you'll want to look at their answers. To do this, you click on the View Responses form. For now, because my students have not completed this assignment yet, this spreadsheet is blank, but you'll see that the question titles are listed in the top row of this spreadsheet. When your students complete the work, their answers will appear in the blank rows below. When you're satisfied with all the settings and all the questions in your form, click on the blue Form button in the upper right-hand corner. It's also at the bottom of your form page. You can copy the link and post it to Google Classroom or send it in an email to your students. If you'd prefer, you can shorten the URL, the address, and post it for students in your classroom. If you know how, you can also embed this form into a website. We're now finished with our form. There's no need to save any of the changes. Google automatically does that and keeps the file in your Google Drive. Next week, we'll be talking about using some of the more advanced features of Google Forms. As always, if you're a Hillmar Unified School District employee and you'd like more information about the contents of this video, please contact me and I'll do my best to help you. Thanks for watching!